Hello everyone, welcome back to Discover SharePoint recording series. My name is Carell Driscoll and I wanted to take this time to help you become an active member. But before I get into this actual recording, let's talk about becoming an active member. Becoming an active member really is all about adding content, right? We want to encourage you to participate in the forums, write a blog post, add comments, upload photos, videos, and recordings, all again in reference to SharePoint. Join and create some groups, and of course create events. Now I do want you to post events from around the world, from where you live. If you get obtain some information in reference to other activities, post them on the actual Discover SharePoint platform. More about that later. In this particular recording series, we want to encourage you all to write a blog. Now, of course, Discover SharePoint's platform is all about community. But when writing blogs, it's all about you. What we're trying to do here is provide you with a great way to share your stories and express yourselves. This is all about your perception about SharePoint and its various features. We would love to hear back from you in reference to reviews from SharePoint related articles. All of that adds value for all of the members. So what I want to do here is step you through the process of creating the blog. I am assuming a couple of things here. Number one, you are already an active member. If you have not joined the Discover SharePoint group, well, we have posted some other videos on how to join the group and configure your profile. So here I've navigated to u.discoversharepoint.net. So of course my goal here is to write a blog. First thing you want to do is locate the actual blog tab. Click on the blogs tab and it will take you to a default view for Discover SharePoint, which is all blog posts. Now if you wanted to just take a look at your own blogs, you can actually click on my blog. And if you want to edit your own existing blogs, then you see here that's available, edit blog posts. Well, this video is all about adding a new blog post. So over here to your right, you'll find add a blog post. Click on add a blog post and it will navigate you to add a blog post page. You'll notice that I have my post title. So let's name this build a blog on UDS. And then from there you can start producing your content. This is content for my new blog. Now there are a number of features that are available out of the box on the Discover SharePoint platform. You'll notice that I have a blog toolbar. First thing you'll notice immediately is that I can bold content, I can italicize content, I can underline content, I can strike through content, I can provide a link to other content outside of my blog, I can include images, and I can actually upload a file. Now I will step you through this process, but I'll show you a blog that I've already produced a couple of days ago to take a look at some of the end products or your byproduct. So the first thing I want to do is bold the first word in my sentence. So I highlight the word and I click on B for bold, and you'll notice that it includes some HTML tags. Now if you are already a seasoned web developer, then you know you can add value here by typing in the actual HTML tags directly. Next I want to make a word hot, which means I want to make it a link to other content maybe outside of my blog. So I highlighted my word or a group of words and I will click on add hyperlink. Well, when you click on add hyperlink, you'll notice that it provides you with an add hyperlink dialog box. So here I can actually type in the URL and then click on OK. Again, it will include some HTML tags. Again, don't get discouraged with this. This is done for you automatically. The next thing I want to do is include maybe some screenshots or an image. And you'll see here I have add an image icon on my blog toolbar. So when I click add an image, you'll see that I can upload an image, or I can include a URL reference to images that maybe I've uploaded into Flickr or some other online picture repository. So let's just browse on my local box and let's just find some pictures. Right, so there's an image. I'll click on open and it will show a reference to that image. You're not finished yet. I want to configure the user's experience. So you'll notice that I have some additional options. One, I can wrap text around that image, right? Move the image to the right or left, have the text wrap around that image. I can even have the initial images that are presented in my blog to create a thumbnail. So it will start out as a small thumbnail, and then if the user wants to see more details or a larger image, then I would select the option to show that window as a pop-up. Now, of course, I'm assuming that pop-ups are not blocked on the Discover SharePoint platform, so you can exclude, or you can exclude blocking pop-ups for Discover SharePoint. Now, once I've finished my configuration of the user experience, I'll click Add. Now, in the background, what's happening here, it uploads the image, and then it places some HTML tag in my actual document. So the way I generally produce my blogs on the Discover SharePoint platform is I start out in Word, I produce the content. I may even add some screenshots. I go in and I copy and paste that text into my blog posting. It will not copy your screenshots, right? You will have to follow that same process that I just did here to add an image in each one of those sections. Pretty straightforward. Now, there's one other feature that I like, and this is where I can add a document. So generally what I've done, starting with my last blog, is to take the blog that I've created in Word, save it as maybe a PDF, right? You can do a doc, docx, whatever format you feel comfortable with. I generally like to use Adobe files. And then I can actually have that file inserted in my blog. So let's navigate here to a PDF file that I've already generated, and I'll add it. Now, you can also use a URL to reference maybe another location that you have set aside, like SkyDrive. Most people use SkyDrive. They use their public folder, and so they would reference that document's location by way of URL. It depends on how large your document is. Now, of course, blogs shouldn't take up a huge amount of space. Alright, so let's assume I've completed my entry here, and I want to properly categorize or tag my blog. And so we can, type in some terms. I'll just use SharePoint Foundation 2010, and maybe Windows SharePoint Services 3.0. You'll notice next that I can schedule when my blog will be posted, right? It can be posted now, or maybe I can schedule it for a later date. You'll notice also that you have privacy and comments. So I can allow everyone to view my posting. I can limit it to just my friends or even just to myself. And then, of course, who can comment on this post, right? Again, everyone can comment, or just my friends, or just myself. Or you can even moderate comments, right? If you want to make sure that comments are reasonable and in reference to the topic, then you can moderate those comments before they're actually posted. Now, once I've completed this, I can save my blog as a draft. And you'll notice that I immediately got some feedback stating that my post has been saved as a draft. Well, Corel, what if I wanted to view my posting before I even post it? Well, if you look back at the bottom of the window, you'll see preview and then publish post. So if you wanted to preview your blog, right, click preview, and you'll notice that it takes me to a preview of that blog. You'll see that there's no HTML tags here. This is content for my new blog. You'll see that the word content is hot, meaning that I can navigate to another URL. You'll see that this is in bold. There's my image. If I wanted to see a larger image or screenshot so I can see the details, well, as a user, I click on it and you'll see that it blows it up. Again, I'm assuming that pop-ups are not blocked for Discover SharePoint. And then, of course, finally, you can actually have the users download their actual file. Right? There's my SharePoint Designer PDF file. So I can either publish from here or I can navigate back. So why don't we take a look at a final product of a blog that I just recently published. And as you can see here, there it is. So I'll click on the title. And you'll see there's the download file for my blog, and here are the actual contents of my blog. And so if you click on any one of my thumbnails, it will actually show the user a more detailed view of that screenshot. Folks, that will conclude how to blog on Discover SharePoint. I appreciate your time. Thank you.